Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. This is the show where we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and today I'm joined by
Wil Dobratz,
Landon Browning,
Colby Chapman,
and David Parker.
Welcome to the show, guys. Do you know the date?
May 7th.
Is May 7th.
Year, please.
No. How about not? No. The year is 2022.
Thank you.
Still.
I wish you said the wrong year.
2020. 2020.
Whoa.
Wow. We're super far in the future.
We're in Star Trek land, basically, right?
That's
What
like
does
way
Star Trek
beyond
mean?
Star Trek land. 2020, 2020.
24th century.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Okay.
I'm fairly confident.
I mean,
What
you're
about
the one
Duck
that watches
Dodgers?
Star Trek.
Yeah,
Duck Dodgers is the 21st and a half century, isn't it?
I think it's the 25th and a half century.
Hold on, let me.
20.
I'm pretty sure it's 24th century.
I thought he says 21st and a half century.
I don't know.
Is it 25th?
24th and a half century.
It's something and a half.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It's 24th and a half century.
Who's your favorite Looney Tune, Dave?
I don't know. I like Bugs Bunny. He's funny.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Landon's is Lola Bunny. Colby's
I was a big fan of Sylvester.
Pepe Le Pew.
No.
Will's is Tweety Bird.
What?
No, that checks out.
Mick's is Foghorn
Wait, what's that
Leghorn.
supposed to mean?
Foghorn Leghorn.
That was my dad's favorite.
I actually really like Daffy. He's just so wild and mean and angry. He's just really funny.
Well, yeah.
I like Wile too.
Roadrunner.
And Roadrunner.
Me.
Me. You look sad, Landon.
I never watched a lot of Looney Tunes.
Weren't allowed.
That explains a lot. I can tell you haven't watched a lot.
I just want
Will.
to do an update to
You don't
earlier
have to raise your hand,
conversation.
Will.
Yeah, it's a podcast. You don't.
I
raise your
know,
hand.
but like, so Star Trek Next Generation takes place from 2364 to 2370, so 24th century. I was right.
Cool. So when is Duck Dodgers?
Who?
Duck Dodgers.
Is that a Looney Tune?
Oh my gosh.
We just
Probably
talked about
19. I was looking up the Star Trek timeline.
it. So when is Duck Dodgers?
1965.
Okay, never mind. So, speaking of watching and cartoons and stuff, Dave, you just watched 2 of the Planet of the Apes movies, the newest ones.
Yes. Bree and I, the last 2 nights, watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, I think is what the titles are. I had seen Rise like back when it originally came out. I'd wanted to see these for a long time. I just never got around to it. So I got them at the library on DVD. I put them the right way in my PlayStation.
Yeah, you put them in the right way.
I put them the right way in my PlayStation, and then we watched these movies. But I liked both of them a lot. I thought they were both really good. I remember Rise. I thought was like kind of okay, but both of these I thought were excellent. I really enjoyed pretty much all of the characters. I think especially in Dawn, that's where like it's been 10 years after the pandemic, and so like a lot of humanity's dead, and basically the humans and the apes like meet up again, and there's like some bad apes and some bad humans that basically cause problems for everybody else. But
yeah.
And that's Michael's new favorite director, right?
Yeah, as much as I love Matt Reeves, I have not seen those 2 movies.
Oh, you haven't? I thought you.
What?
I've not. Nope.
I thought you were a big fan of them.
I liked the first one,
Gotcha.
but
Okay.
I haven't seen the third one. I haven't seen War.
War is good. What's his name? The
Woody
general
Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson kind of plays like this crazy guy. He's like he kind of reminds me of the general from Heart of Darkness or Apocalypse Now. Kind of like he's kind of like a nut job, but
insane guy.
yeah, he's bald, and he like rubs his head and stuff, just like Marlon Brando. So, and then he goes kind of crazy. So it kind of reminded me of that. But I liked War for the Planet of the Apes a lot more than Apocalypse Now. Much more interesting.
I was
movie.
not a fan of Apocalypse Now.
No, me neither.
Well, didn't you just read The Heart of Darkness?
No, Colby is reading it.
Oh, is it Colby?
Currently, yeah.
How are you liking the book?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you started it?
I have started. I haven't actually read in probably a week and a half.
So you're a little behind.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back to a comment Dave meant when he said he put the DVD in the right way in his PS5. What do you mean by that, Dave? Did you have an experience where you were putting DVDs in the wrong way in your PS5?
I put when we were watching Rush Hour, I put the DVD in backwards in the PS5. And then
it was really funny.
And then I realized
Dave was convinced that his
backwards.
PS5 was broken because he kept.
I wasn't convinced. I just get paranoid sometimes. So I was like, oh no, like I wonder if there's something wrong with it.
Dave was panicking. Dave was like, my disk drive must be bad. He's like, I can't believe I paid extra $100 for this, to have a disk drive, and I was broken. And I'm like,
well, that was a joke. I said that as a joke.
He's like,
does your PS5 stand up?
It stood up. Yeah.
I mean, even then, there's really no excuse putting in the disc the wrong way, but I can see why.
Well, for some reason, I was thinking the disk drive is on the top, but it's on the bottom. So
it's on the bottom.
I was
so
like,
how many discs did Dave put
it was like 3 or 4. I'm like, Dave, just put it in the other way. He's like, no,
it was
I'm like,
2.
Just try it.
No, it was 2 discs.
I thought it was 3, but
it was Austin Powers and it was I put in Rush Hour first. Didn't work.
Rush Hour, Austin Powers, and Elden Ring. So 3
and Elden Ring. Yeah.
Oh, so 3.
Elden Ring was already in there at the beginning, so I took it out. But I didn't check beforehand that it like showed that Elden Ring was.
But you put it in the wrong way. You put it back in the wrong way. Again, yeah, no, he did.
So wait, hold on a second.
And I kept suggesting to put it in the other way. He's like, no, that wouldn't make any sense.
You put an Elden Ring a month earlier,
the right way.
The right way. And then suddenly you go a month without PlayStation, and you forget which way the disc drive is.
I mean, I guess so.
Dave also may have had some drinky drinks, I think.
It wasn't a lot. I don't think that was super. I do not think that was super instrumental in my confusion about the disk drive.
But Landon felt like it had to be mentioned.
I mean, yeah. That's true.
Why is that?
I don't know, because I'll mention Landon vomiting later in the episode. So him throwing up all over my bathroom that I used.
It wasn't all over your bathroom.
Oh, really? Because I remember cleaning it up in the morning.
There was not much. You cleaned up 2 drops, you said.
On the toilet seat. That's gross.
2 drops out of. If you would have seen how much
I heard
came out of my mouth.
What did you eat?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't what he ate.
What did you drink?
I drank some stuff.
Some.
I want to point out. I want to point out that Landon says 2 drops like it's not a big deal, but
vomit's disgusting.
But you need to go back to like your time as a 14-year-old boy, and you're at youth group, and the analogy they give is that you have this white canvas, and there's 2 black spots on it, and it ruins the entire canvas. That's what vomit is anywhere. Like,
okay,
2 spots of vomit are too many spots of vomit.
It was pink.
Thank you, youth pastor Dave.
Yeah.
it was like a reddish pink.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It was like 5 a.m.
Will you atone for your sins of throw up?
No, I won't.
I think Colby atoned for them because the next day Colby was like more sick than anybody else.
Yeah, dude.
Colby spent most of the trip being like talking about how he didn't feel well.
Ill. I was ill.
That sounds like a terrible time. Like just have Colby constantly behind you, like my stomach hurts.
No, like that morning it was really bad. But I showered, had some coffee and a bagel, and went on my merry way.
Okay.
Sounds like you guys had so much fun.
It was actually really fun.
We actually did have a lot of fun.
You had the bagel in the shower?
Oh, dude, shower
Dude,
bagels.
soggy bagels.
Yeah, soggy bagels, Nick.
Michael, you.
Why would you bring this up? Why would you bring this
up yourself?
You know, you've seen those videos of the kids with like really little kids with the Nerf gun, and they like just turn around and shoot himself in the head.
Yeah, that's what you just did.
That's what I just did. Just now.
Can't believe you brought.
Oh gosh!
You said bagel in the shower, and it's like, oh, so a soggy bagel, and you're like, oh, I'm
so
gonna throw
speaking
up.
of soggy bagels, Will and I just watched Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, there were quite a few soggy
spoilers.
bagels in that movie.
spoilers.
Sorry, Colby, that's a spoiler.
Well, we won't spoil anything, but we'll just give kind of a brief,
Yeah, impressions.
what we liked about it.
Yeah, I would say I liked the movie. I was a little flat. I guess the best word for it is flabbergasted for the rest of the night after I watched it because it was so trippy and weird, and it's different. That's all I'll say is it's different. So
It was definitely like the trippiest MCU movie by far. Yeah, and I mean it's Sam Raimi who directed it, and you could definitely tell his style. He had his start in horror, so there's a lot of like horror type elements in the movie. But yeah, trippy is a really good word for the movie.
Yeah, I would say honestly, it's actually mostly a horror movie. Like,
I don't know if mostly.
maybe not mostly. Maybe I'd say like 60% of it is horror, 50, somewhere around there.
I would say a good chunk of it is. I mean, it just like kind of thrown throughout the movie.
Well, it's funny because like when you watch the movie, you'll be able to tell like, oh, this is straight. Like this is kind of straight from the same style as Spider-Man. It's really funny.
There are some shots that I'm like, I've seen that in Spider-Man. Yes, that's so cool.
Yeah,
seeing that come back, and just it feels so different from the other Marvel movies, which I think is a good thing because those movies can just feel like the same thing over and over again. So I think I enjoyed the movie. There were some I had minor nitpicks, but
and we'll go through it next week when more people see it. So we'll go through a full spoiler kind of discussion next week because it does have some pretty important things going on. So
for sure,
I am excited to see it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It is a fun time, and I would recommend seeing it in theaters, and even if you can't see it in IMAX, because I think it was shot on IMAX. I think just the nature of the movie, it probably lends well to
pretty stunning visual effects at times.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to an IMAX.
Yeah. I've been to an IMAX twice. I think I went for Interstellar.
Ooh, that would have been awesome.
And I went for Dune.
Is that the curved screen? Is IMAX? What is
IMAX is like the curved, really tall screen.
Yes.
The aspect ratio, the screen is like 1,000 feet high.
It's basically like, widescreen, your typical widescreen.
But it is really tall.
It basically removes the bars and just allows more to be seen. And it really helps with like movies like Dune, where it's like every shot is pretty much a painting.
Well,
and
Dune
it's just
needed everything, like all the help it could get. You know what I mean? So
you didn't even watch the movie, so
I did watch the movie.
You weren't paying attention.
It was trash.
Your opinion on this is not valid.
I watched it by myself.
It is.
And I didn't really like it that much either.
Well, you're wrong.
I thought the movie was like I thought it was pretty boring.
Trash.
Well,
you like the movie, Dave?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I really like
that. Checks out.
I liked it.
Yeah. So another bad Landon opinion.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I would say the aspect ratio didn't have much to do with why they disliked the movie, but
I know. I was just saying that if you I would another movie I'd want to see is Batman in IMAX.
Batman was really cool
because it's like, well, one, same screenwriter as Dune, and two, some of the shots were really cool, and to have that a little extra bit of stuff on the screen would have been really cool. So.
Had the same screenwriter?
Sorry, not screenwriter. Cinematographer.
Yes.
My bad. I misspoke.
Greg Fraser, I think.
Yeah, Greg Fraser.
Yeah, that was. I saw that in IMAX opening night, and it was.
Which is crazy that screenwriter and cinematographer, like, you just feel like they'd be the same at times, but they're different.
What?
That they'd what?
Why would a screenwriter and the cinematographer be the same person?
I don't know
what a screenwriter does.
Yeah, it's like more of the story, right?
I mean, I understand what Will's saying though, because like when you're writing a script, often like when I was writing scripts, I also was like envisioning exactly what I was seeing on screen too.
Right. When I write my videos that I make for YouTube, I always am thinking, okay, what am I going to show?
Sure.
That's something that's always in my mind of like, okay, like when I talk about this, what exactly how am I going to pace it? Like, how am I going to how am I going to connect it to the rest of the stuff, to the rest of the video? So I guess with them being so separate,
well, someone who produces their own content, it combines so many roles. Like you're the producer, you're the director of photography. Sometimes you're an actor, you're an associate producer. Like you do a lot more things that, I mean, you're a screenwriter, editor, basically everything. So unless you have other people to assist you. So no, I get what you're saying, Will, especially like in the projects you have worked on. It's kind of the same thing in my position where it's like, it's hard for me to separate the two, and it would be weird for me to I guess it would be weird for me to edit something that I didn't shoot. I don't know if I ever edited something that I didn't shoot. And I think that'd be a fun thing to like try out sometime, but it's hard for me to even, distance the two, especially when the thing that I'm editing that I shot is also the thing that I wrote that I, played a small part in. So
if you shot something, I'd be willing to edit it, and we can do something vice versa like that. I think it might be a fun exercise.
That would be, yeah. You
can edit one of my video
Dave would get
essays,
mad
and
at
then
you for editing stuff out. He'd be like, "You edited my mess."
I did like shoot things that I didn't write, and sometimes that's a little more freeing because you're distanced enough from the source material that you don't feel as like bad about changing things. And that's the problem when you do everything, is that you're kind of oddly attached to too much stuff, and sometimes it can make your finished product much worse than it could be.
It's an interesting backwards kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, interesting. Have you done any more projects, Dave, with like film stuff at all, or are you still...
No, I just do a lot of pictures now. I take a lot of pictures, but I can't remember the last time I recorded like a video clip that I used for something. Sometimes I'll record something, but I'll just usually save the video and archive
FMJ
it.
too.
Yeah. Fuller metal jacket. Foamer metal jacket.
Foamy
metal jacket. Yeah, foamy metal jacket is it's you use super soakers instead of Nerf guns. Landon will play the general. I'll have him shave his head, and he'll be like in the dark, just mumbling to himself like a crazed individual. Oh, the horror!
Every once in a while, I'll go back and watch those videos.
I do miss making them. It was a lot easier when I'm in person with a lot of people. It's way easier to make something when I have just like one other set of hands. Because Mick and I were able to do a lot, just the two of us. It's kind of hard to do stuff by yourself. I mean, it's possible. People do it, but I'm lazy, so no excuse.
You're not lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So you two, Landon and Colby, you were just visiting Dave in Vegas.
Yeah. I vomited all over Dave's toilet.
What? Was it only 2 drops?
Just 2 drops.
It's all it took.
So how was the trip? What'd you guys do? Where'd you go? Do anything fun?
Yeah. So first day, it was just Landon and I, because Dave was coming back from
I didn't want to see him.
Another trip.
I refuse.
Yeah, Dave was kind of like protesting. It was weird, but
I said I won't see you till Saturday morning.
So it was just Landon and I. And before the trip, I always get a haircut before a trip, and I didn't have time.
That. It's so stupid.
What, dude? Come on, man.
It's dumb.
No,
I got one. I got one before the trip.
That's stupid. I hate that too.
No, dude, come on. No, that's not stupid.
No, what Colby did on this was even dumber.
No.
Okay, continue. Go ahead.
I don't think it's dumb at all.
It was stupid.
So some of us, Landon, work for a living, and so I didn't have time. I did not have time to get a haircut after work. So I got one first day in Vegas. I went down on the strip.
He scheduled an appointment.
Yeah.
Online days before.
The day before, because I didn't have time.
Wait,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Haircut
on the strip. It was cool.
The day before you left?
Yeah.
You got a haircut on the strip the day before you left Vegas or left Spokane?
No, he scheduled it the day before he left.
Okay. Well, I wasn't the only one confused.
Yeah, say it again.
I scheduled an appointment for the first day in Vegas on the strip. And I did it the day prior to leaving because I ran out of time to get a haircut. I was working past like 7 o'clock every night. That's when those places shut down.
Why do you get a haircut I mean, in this case, you broke your own rule and you did it after, but why do you get a haircut for a vacation?
Typically,
taking like photos?
Your hair wasn't that long either.
No, it was super long. I hadn't got a haircut in like almost 2 months. My hair grows really fast, and like it bothers me if it starts to like come down. For people who don't know, just listeners, like I kind of like put my hair up a little bit, so if it gets too long, then the weight of the
like
hair
curtains
Colby's got a huge ponytail right now.
We call it a rat tail.
So that's why I do it for like comfort, and I just think it looks best at that length. So
you should grow your hair out.
No, stop telling me to do that.
You should grow your hair out.
Why not?
So anyway,
yeah, why not?
No,
why not?
Because I don't want to.
I mean, why don't you want to?
What if I don't care?
I don't care.
What like? Why don't you want to though? Just not your style. Wouldn't like how the way looks. Are you scared?
Why would I be scared?
So you are scared?
Dude, I'd be scared a little to have super long hair.
You scared?
No, it's not my style.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Don't know that. Maybe you'll.
So anyway, I go to my haircut
things about
place,
you with long hair.
which was in the Cosmo.
What?
And so Landon and I walk down there. You're disrupting my story. Okay. So Landon and I walk down there. I go get a haircut. Landon leaves, and I walk out. I get a text from Landon that says, he's like, I'm going to go like find a bar and get a drink. Just meet me there. And I was like, okay. So I get out. I'm looking. I'm scanning around, and like I'm looking for this lonely looking man at a table at a bar, like by himself, right? So I'm scanning around, and I look, and I see Landon, and like he's like with a bunch of people, and so I just like keep scanning. I'm looking for like just Landon by himself, and then I double take. I'm like, what the heck? Landon's with all these like strangers. So I go and I walk over there, and like in the 15 minutes that I was gone, like you could take over, Landon.
I sat down and got a drink by myself, and then like out of nowhere, this older lady approached me. She's like, "Hey, can we sit with you?" And I was like, "Sure." And then this older lady and like her like 3 daughters all sat down at the table with me and started talking to me. And, like she's like, "What? Do you want another drink?" Like they were trying to like just buy me a ton of drinks. Like
Dude, they're trying to roof you or something.
I don't know. They might have been. And then she's like, within minutes, she's like, "Are you married?" And I'm like, No. They're like, "Well, my daughters aren't either." I'm like, "Oh my god." Like,
Take your pick.
I'm like, "I have a girlfriend. Like, leave me alone."
Were they hot?
That's pretty wild.
It was weird. So
Were they?
I mean, the mom was, but they were all nice. So they were from Vancouver.
Which one?
British Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah,
The rich one.
Which one? Yeah.
they were rich. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they absolutely were. So I walk out from my haircut place, and I see Landon. I go and I walk up there, and I'm like, I kind of like walk in, dude, like, what's going on, man? Like, I was gone for 15 minutes. And then this is when like that group of girls like all like look at me, and Landon's like, "Well, this is Colby," and they all are like, oh, nice haircut, nice. Like, just I don't know what you said, but like
I told them that you're getting a haircut,
and so they all just started like.
My friend is really insecure about his hair. Can you make him feel better when he comes back? I know he spent $50 on it, but it may look like a $10 haircut.
$50?
Yeah.
to get like 3/4 of an inch.
Dude.
No, I got a full inch to be on the side.
You're a moron. What are you doing?
I didn't have time.
Vegas has supercuts, Colby.
Dude.
Why didn't you get a haircut
And
the
great
weekend before?
clips.
$50
Perhaps you forgot
for a
that I was
haircut
busy,
you didn't
man.
even need.
I needed the haircut.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I did.
He didn't need it.
Yes, I did. What is wrong with you guys? That like you guys are gonna create like a false narrative and trying to like gaslight me to saying I didn't need a haircut. I went almost 2 months without a haircut.
You tell me you couldn't have waited 4 more days?
No, probably not.
What would have happened, Colby?
Yeah,
I would have been uncomfortable, especially with all the hikes we did.
oh no.
I don't need to take.
Listen,
this
dude, when you need it, when you feel like you need a haircut and you have the power to do so, go ahead and take the haircut. We're just saying that there's something weird about getting a haircut on vacation.
That's the first time I've ever done it. I usually get one before I go. I was
so
super
So
busy.
you mismanaged your time before the
Mismanaged?
vacation.
No, Landon. I worked like 50 plus hours.
What about the weekend before or the week before that?
I was busy. I was out of town.
I think Colby, though, also wanted to get a haircut from a rock star.
His name was Rockstar.
Oh, from Rockstar. I take
Was
that
it the
back.
best haircut you've ever had?
It was a pretty sweet haircut.
How did it taste?
I didn't taste it. Hey, I don't think it was worth $50.
Are you saying you don't put your own dead hair in your mouth?
Did you get a drink while you were there too?
Yeah.
Do they let
You
you
did?
keep the clippings for the price, or
How much did the drink cost, or was it complimentary?
I got a complimentary beer.
Oh, nice.
So
So
Did
wait,
you get
how much?
hair in the beer while you were drinking it? Right there?
no.
gross?
So your haircut tasted like beer, though, right?
What is No, the beer tasted like beer.
That
No.
night, you guys went and saw Piff, the show that we made fun of relentlessly on Vegas 1.0.
Yeah. Piff was a genius.
It was just you two that went?
Yeah.
How many people
How
were
come
in the
Dave didn't
crowd?
go?
Dave wasn't.
Well,
there
we were
yet.
still at Great Basin National Park, and we were driving home that night, so we didn't get home till late at night.
How many
It
people
wasn't
were in
actually
the-
that I didn't want to see them.
Was it-
It's just
was it
I
packed?
couldn't see them
It
because
was
I was
kinda
not
what
in
it's-
Vegas.
I think it was
Kinda
a
what
full
it sounds
show.
like.
Full show.
There's it was a pretty full
I think it
show.
was a full show.
Good for Piff.
Yeah, Piff. He got they picked him up for 3 more years. The Flamingo,
No way.
3-year extension.
Piff the
So,
Magic Dragon.
so he'll
Didn't
be.
he get a start on America's Got Talent?
I
He
believe so.
won America's Got Talent.
No, he's the runner-up. He was the runner-up of America's Got Talent.
Oh,
Who did he
I
lose
thought he
to?
said he won.
No, I don't think he said thanks for voting for me. He said if he didn't win,
Hmm.
Did he lose to Tape Face or something?
I don't know.
Tape face.
Who's Tape Face? We saw his show advertised like on signs.
I think he's a magician that has his face taped. And he's like really weird and he doesn't talk or anything.
I could get down to see that.
Yeah, you'd be into it.
Vegas 3.0.
I'd be down.
I think I'm probably Vegased out for a few years.
You're gonna make Will cry.
Vegas is really fun, but it's also like really exhausting.
It's super exhausting. Like I'm still exhausted from it.
What?
Well, seriously though, it's
Can't
like
go back for like another 5 years.
You could go with
Okay.
Oliver, Will. You, Oliver Jordan.
what's next on the topic
Vegas
list,
3.0.
Michael?
Like you guys stay
So
with
you
Dave.
guys
You
are
guys
talking
should.
about Vegas. So how was Piff? What was the show like?
Yeah, what did Piff do?
It was a magic comedy show.
Mhm.
Not a bad combination.
So there's magic and comedy.
He was decent. There was a lot of effects and stuff, and I don't know. The tricks were good.
Did you do like card tricks?
There's some card tricks, a lot of sleight of hand, a lot of weird like how did I predict this thing? You know, a lot of audience involvement. They were bringing people
Yeah.
up on the stage.
Did you go up?
No. They brought this like 12-year-old kid on the stage.
No, was she 12?
I think she was 12.
She was really young.
And they had her up there for like 20 minutes.
It was it's a core memory of hers. It's a defining moment in her life.
You could see her shaking.
She was, yeah,
Like,
she was
she was so
visibly
scared.
shaking. She was scared.
How big was the audience?
A couple hundred people.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was scared.
That's unfortunate.
Could have been a plant.
Could have been a what?
A plant.
A plant in the audience.
She could have been a tree, Will.
I think
That's what I thought you were saying at first. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I feel like everyone else in the second show, except for Landon, Dave, and I, were plants.
As Christian Bale says in The Prestige, I'm part of the bloody act. You fool.
You fool!
Part of the bloody act, you fool.
He says a lot of things in that movie.
Yeah.
I would agree with Colby's last statement though.
What?
Because we went to a show the last
God.
night that they were there, called The Mentalist with Gerry. What's his name?
I can't remember his last name.
Something.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He was in the inspiration for the TV show.
Yeah, the inspiration for Seinfeld. So he's a mentalist, so a lot of his stuff was like interacting with the audience, being like, you know, predicting things that people were saying or thinking or doing, and, you know, saying like, was this your nail gun that didn't have nails in it that I shot at my head?
Yeah,
You know, he
put a
did stuff
nail
like
gun
that.
to his head, pulled the trigger. Like that was pretty great.
It was insane. And like like Dave said, he did a lot of like crowd work. So like the whole time, all three of us were like scared that we
Oh,
were
I was scared.
Also,
I was scared.
there was not a lot of people in the audience, so there was maybe like 40 or 50.
Yeah.
So the
we had-
likelihood that one of the three of us was going to get picked was
That's
much
a
higher.
little less than a 1/10 chance.
But also,
his show was good. It was great.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't know how he did a lot of the stuff. Like
and that's what made
really-
us think that everyone else was plants except us, because some of the stuff was just too crazy.
Wait, really?
no, there was parts where I was actually like genuinely like a little like freaked out
Yeah.
by like how good it was. Like
There has to be plants.
So we
I
walked
don't-
in. We walked in.
Plants.
Everybody got. What
do you mean by that, Will?
Trees?
Everybody got an index card and a piece of like and a pencil, and they were like, okay, like write your first and last name, 2 questions, and like a fact that only you would know about yourself, like something that like I couldn't just randomly guess. And so you did that, and you put it in a box up front, and then he would like grab one out at random. He had like poker chips like in his eye sockets,
tape
like,
to his eyes.
covering his
Tape,
eyes with
man.
like 6 layers of duct tape so that
Poker
he
chip
couldn't
eye.
see, and he would grab one, like crumple it up, like wave his hand over it, and then he'd be like, like are there initials like CF in here? And he's like, some dude's like, yeah, like, and then he would go off that and be like, oh, like you're thinking about your like, when your son's gonna propose to his girlfriend? He was like, yeah, that was the question on the card. It was crazy. It was insane.
Yep, all
Dude,
of
I'd
them
be
were
freaked
plans.
out. I would be freaked out.
It was pretty nuts.
What would you write on your card?
Colby asked when he was going to die.
I asked, when am I going to die?
The guy probably pulled your card out of there. Was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'll
He's like,
grab
"Too
another
dark."
one.
What about you, Landon? What did you write?
When am I going to retire? I think is what I asked.
But you just got a new job. Why are you thinking about retirement?
'Cause I don't know. Can you please stop rocking my chair well?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Called out.
You guys want to be alone?
No.
Work this out? You get through this. Cool. Well, what else you guys do on Vegas? Vegas 2.0.
We did a lot of hiking. We went to two big hiking locations. Red Rock Canyon, which we drove just the scenic route last time when you guys were all there. And we did Valley of Fire State Park. Red Rock Canyon, I don't know if you guys want to talk about it because I've been there a bunch, but we stopped at essentially these two places and did a lot of like rock scrambling. So we did a lot of free rock climbing for a good portion of the day. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a blast. I've never done like hiking like that before, where it was mostly, like you said, like rock. What do you call it? Scrambling?
Yeah, like scrambling up rocks. So you're not using like harnesses or anything, but you're not just also just walking. You're like climbing up rocks and stuff. So a lot of how the park is you kind of have free reign of what you want to do as long as you follow certain type of guidelines and stuff. But they also have certain trails. So the first couple stops is like they're called the Calico Hills. Which are the ones like we would see probably at the very beginning of the scenic drive, where it's like the really red rocks and the really white rocks that look like they're kind of slanted on top of each other. So we stopped there, and then that's where we were most of the day, was hiking in that area. But then we also drove the rest of the scenic route. We did some other small hikes. We saw some like pictographs and stuff from some old like civilization that used to live in the area. But we also did Valley of Fire State Park, which was kind of like a mini like Arches National Park, sort of. It was also a lot of red rocks. We saw bighorn sheep there, like a lot of bighorn sheep.
Yeah, we did.
including like a little baby.
It's funny looking.
Little horn
so
sheep.
tiny.
Yeah, it was just
we-
running across the street.
We saw a lot of lizards.
A lot of
I
lizards
caught
too.
so many.
Landon caught 0 lizards.
Did you try?
I tried to catch one.
No,
It was
you
so
tried to
funny
kick
to
a bunch.
watch.
They're so fast.
Dude, yeah, they scamper.
Yeah.
They're gone.
It started out that we were seeing like really small ones, and then the farther we got into the day, they kept getting longer and longer and longer. And there's one point we were able
Saw
to
some
get
big ones.
really close to 2 of them. We were like basically like 4 feet away.
They're just too fast.
No, they were just too used to humans, so we could
They're
get
too
really
drifting.
But that was really fun. It was really hot. That was more like walking in canyons. We also saw some cool rock formations. So we saw this one that looks like this weird deformed elephant. It's called Elephant Rock. And then saw
There were
some
some
arches.
stupid kids that wouldn't like get out of the way for pictures.
Yeah, we had to
Really?
wait like 5 minutes, basically just standing there because the people were just all over the place. So
Yeah. And then we also forgot to mention that we went to the Hoover Dam.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
So we went to the Hoover Dam,
Oh, yeah.
and not only did we get to walk on and around the Hoover Dam, and then walk on the Patrick Tillman bridge to look out on the dam, but we also got to do the dam tour. So we went inside the Hoover Dam and got to see like
Damn
the
tour.
All the guys would be like, "Are you here for your damn tour?"
Yeah,
It's
there was a
like,
ton of puns.
yeah, and I was like, "Yes." They're like, "Here we're going to get on the damn elevator," and I was like, ha, 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 ha.
It was relentless.
Yeah, it was like nonstop. They're like, "Here's the damn stairs. Here's the damn this damn." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Oh man.
That was really
the
fun.
dam
though.
is really cool though.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, I
for
was just
one.
gonna say it's so big.
And then you can, because of like some of the vantage points you're at, you can see like the difference between like the water level behind it, which is Lake Mead, and then the rest of the Colorado River, which is, like 700 feet down. But the actual tour inside the dam is cool too, because you can see like the turbines and stuff that create power. And they're these just humongous pieces of machinery. And we got to walk through tunnels that used to just have free flowing water. You learn how the dam was built, which is really cool. Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff.
5 years from start to finish.
Yeah,
That seems
Like
really
walking
fast.
up on a river to dam.
and not
Yeah,
just
that
a
was
river,
fast.
the Colorado River.
That included them doing the diversion tunnels 2
Yes.
to 5
Yeah.
years. Right?
And they finished
That's
2
insane.
years ahead of schedule.
And yet they've been working on this stupid highway over here for like the past 60 years. Broken down.
Yeah,
It's
the
actually embarrassing.
the
North-
395
the North-
bypass or whatever it's called.
So dumb. So stupid.
I've lost hope at this point.
I mean, they have been making a lot of headway in the past year, but still, it's like
They'll get held up.
it'll stop.
It always does.
Dumb. Did you guys see Megatron in Hoover Dam?
Megatron.
No,
Did you see the cube?
no,
The cube.
no.
That part of Transform.
Yes.
Did you ever see the first Transformers
No.
movie? Oh, that's where Megatron was hidden.
That's
Was
right.
it Hoover Dam?
Yep.
What a dumb movie.
How dare you insult the genius of Shia LaBeouf?
Oh gosh.
I think he was more insulting Michael Bay.
What's wrong with Michael Bay?
So much.
His Transformers movies.
And most of his other
all
movies.
of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Are you saying you're not excited to see Ambulance?
Hey, Bad Boys 2 is good. You see Bad Boys 2?
What about Bad Boys 1?
It's not as good as 2.
I haven't seen Bad Boys 2.
We also relaxed a lot in the hot tub at our apartment. That was really nice because we'd also do it like closer to the end of the day, so it was very
Cooler.
calming. We just hang out there and then we'd go back to the apartment. So
Did you guys have a rematch of the Vegas 1.0 race?
No, Dave didn't want to race.
No.
Dave said.
See-
I think Dave said I would beat him even more now. So I think Dave's gotten out of shape or something.
Is that true, Dave?
I'm fairly certain I said that to Landon.
I think,
Nice.
yeah.
After Dave was very confident last time that he would beat me in that race. So, that still felt really good. Still think about that some days. How good that felt.
When you're feeling down, you just remember back to when you beat Dave in a race.
Yeah.
So was that pretty much it with Vegas, or
We watched a
that's-
really funny movie called Planet of Dinosaurs.
It was so bad.
what, was that like a History Channel movie?
No,
or something?
No.
it was like a 1980 horror.
It came out
like
the same year that Star Wars came out.
77.
Yeah.
77. Yeah. So yeah, it was like a B sci-fi horror movie, and it's like this group of astronauts or whatever or business people crash on this island or crash on this planet that was just filled with dinosaurs. And then it's just them slowly dying. But it was like really, really bad.
It had some of the worst ADR I've ever seen in a movie.
ADR?
Some of the worst effects.
Additional dialogue recording or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
dialogue replacement.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the effects were really bad. The acting was really bad. The writing was really
I'm
bad.
watching like clips of this off of IMDb. This looks terrible.
But it was really
so
fun.
funny.
The three of us were just laughing so hard at this stupid movie. But
so bad.
it was, gosh,
Is it Planet Dinosaur?
Planet of
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
It's so funny because I'm sure you like look at this and then you like think about Star Wars and just like how
That's what we were comparing it to.
ahead Star Wars was at that point in time. Because this looks like a 1960
50s
film
kind of.
or
Yeah.
something, or just like really old like just crap movie.
We were laughing
Yeah.
so hard though. It was so bad. It was fun.
One of the characters took his shirt off in the first 3 minutes of the movie and then never put it back on.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude just got impaled by a freaking
Triceratops.
Triceratops. Jeez.
It's on Amazon Prime, so if you guys are wanting to watch that movie sometime, probably not.
What
Colby
made you
Land,
want
I
to
don't
watch
know.
it?
We just wanted to watch a bad movie. Like we just felt like watching a bad movie. So
Looks like you nailed it. Then.
yeah. I figured Amazon too like generally has like worse movies, so I figured it would probably be an easier place to find some B movie, and it did not take us long to find that movie.
I just watched somebody just got eaten by a T-Rex, but he had like a mustache.
Was that Lee?
No, I think Lee lived, didn't he?
I don't know.
He's being taken to the cave.
At the end,
Dave,
at the end, they all or the survivors they like become cave people.
Yeah,
It's
they
really
like
funny.
repopulate on that.
Yeah, and then they're like going to
It
repopulate
was
the
weird.
planet.
It was weird.
Dave, did you ever see Eight-Legged Freaks?
No, I haven't.
That seemed kind of like a cheesy B horror movie.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Kind of that same vein. I don't know if I could watch it because I freaking hate spiders. But that's just me.
I mean, they're not that bad.
Spiders?
Yeah.
Spiders are terrifying.
Spiders.
I hate
spiders.
Yeah.
Why?
Colby hates snakes
the
too. Like we'd be hiking and then Colby just be like, I better not see a snake.
I hate snakes.
Snakes aren't scary unless
No,
they're like
yeah, they
super
are.
venomous.
No.
and they're little
Snakes are scary.
Yes.
I
Snakes
agree.
aren't
with Cole.
scary.
Snakes
Too
pretty
many
much just
legs,
like mind their
Too
own
many
business.
legs and no legs. Not cool.
That is true, actually.
So do
Colby
dolphins
does
scare
have a
you,
point.
Colby?
Yes.
No, because fins count as legs.
No.
What?
No, they don't.
When you're talking
You want to
sea
retract
animals,
that
they
statement?
count. Think about it. Sea eels are terrifying.
Sea eels.
Like the eels in the sea are terrifying. Like they have no legs. But like the fins, they count as legs. There's two of them. It's fine.
The flippers, you mean?
Yeah, the flippers. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Will now.
Do you
don't.
do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yes.
So as long as something is sticking out of them, it's not scary. But if too many things are sticking out of them, then it's scary.
So if it's a female, it's not scary at all.
I think that was all of our Vegas trip, though. Anything else that I was forgetting, Landon or Colby?
Landon forced himself to throw up, by the way.
Oh yeah.
give it up for mentioning Landon throwing up for the third or fourth time.
How many drops
Hooray.
were there?
Was it like one drop is enough? 2 drops is enough to ruin
I didn't
the whole
feel.
thing?
I felt really sick. Like my stomach. I woke up in the middle of the night and felt like I needed to throw up. So
Colby's impersonation though of Landon vomiting was really funny.
I don't think it's appropriate
I
for
think-
on the air.
No, you should, no. Oh,
I'll do it
man.
off air. It's
Okay.
really gross. It was really gross.
Do a toned down version for on air.
There's
Do like
no tone
Do
down
a
version.
PG-13. Do a PG-13.
50%.
Remember, you're allowed one F-bomb.
I'll do it off air. But like, imagine you took a can of like Campbell's chunky chicken noodle soup.
Okay.
Actually, chicken gnocchi soup.
Okay.
But that's not quite thick enough, so you add some egg whites,
okay. So it's
Um,
frothy.
a little bit,
Okay.
and then
it didn't taste frothy.
And then you
then
violently fling it around the bathroom.
yeah, you hear it just like slosh and slap the toilet water. And then there's like a lot of disgusting Landon sounds in between.
Oh, God!
Colby said it was a lot of just Landon spitting too. Like
He
it's
was spitting a ton.
like,
It was really gross.
Well,
Gross.
that's what you do when you.
And like I was like
When you
8
throw up,
feet
yeah.
away. I was 8 feet away on the couch.
Like, I don't blame you, dude, at all. Like, it sounds like you were not having a fun time.
It was not a good morning.
Yeah.
The sleep afterwards, though, oh, man, it hit different.
the post vomit sleep.
Yeah, like the crawling back into bed, like just exhausted, like, and you're just like, oh, you just pass out.
The worst part is though when you like get to that point and you're like, round 2, get
No,
back up.
I knew I was done. I knew I was done.
See, there's like a special bliss to that, probably.
No, because like for me, like throwing up, the worst part is like the buildup.
Uh-huh.
The actual vomiting doesn't bug me that much.
It's
That's like
the-
Colby with
uh-oh,
fall
uh-oh.
and winter. So like
Kind
the
of.
vomiting is winter and the buildup is fall.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait
like
a-
the
wait a
build
minute.
up to you getting your haircut before vacation, that's just the worst, right?
It was kind of stressful because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get one in time.
You were stressing about it.
I actually
Colby,
was,
Colby,
yeah.
I understand because I'm the reverse, but with things I'm looking forward to. So like the moment before it starts will be where I'm most excited because
No,
I have
I'm
the
same
entire
way.
thing. Right. But I'm saying like I understand that it's like, oh, the dread is actually worse than the actual thing. Like I think it's a common thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Okay. Did you guys see what happened with Dave Chappelle last week?
I just heard he
I've
got
heard about
like
it.
attacked on stage or something.
Yeah,
Will
I saw
Smith
the
jumped up
clip.
there and smacked him or something.
I guess like a crazy fan. I heard he like sneaked in some. It was like a fake gun and a fake knife or something.
Oh my goodness.
And there's a video of it. You can watch it on YouTube of this guy just rushing the stage and kind of like shoulder checking Dave Chappelle, and he kind of like flies off to one side and Dave Chappelle gets away. And I don't know if it was like a multiple comedians or something, but Chris Rock was there, and he came up right after it happened. And was like, was that Will Smith that came up and
Wait, Chris Rock was there?
Yeah, he was there.
I think Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle are friends, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, of course. Of course.
That's crazy. Like, you can't call that dude a fan. You know what I mean? Like, why?
I mean,
why would he
not
do
now.
that?
Yeah, was he a fan of Will Smith? Like, who was he a
Probably.
fan of? Like, if I'm a
I mean,
fan
if
of
anything,
someone,
this-
I'm not going to go attack them on stage. Like, I
Yeah,
love
I think
Will,
this shows
I
that,
love
like,
Weird Al, but I'm not going to go, bother the guy.
you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
But yeah, there was photos of the guy after that did it, and he was like, he got roughed up by the security. And I think rightfully so. Like, if you're going to be stupid like that, then you have to kind of be aware of what the consequences
Play
could be.
stupid games, win stupid prizes, kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, if there's
The
not
guys
consequences
that-
too, like, it's just going to continue to happen, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, they're not
Yeah.
pressing charges against, like, whatever the state or whatever declined to press charges against the guy.
Wait,
Where was
why?
it? Was it in New York?
It's California, I think.
Was it California?
I thought. They're like, we don't see any reason to like prosecute this guy.
That's
like,
Yeah,
what?
it's probably just like money reasons. It's probably like, you know what I mean?
No.
It's probably what it boils down to. Is like, it's like cheaper.
Dave
easier.
Chappelle's probably like, I'll take care of him.
One slap. One kick in the nuts. Yeah, but it's crazy. I think it all stems from Will Smith.
You think so?
I think a big part of it is people saw that and were like, oh, it's okay to attack a comedian when he's telling jokes and being funny. Maybe not like, obviously, I don't think that was his like goal for doing that, but I think crazy people see that and they're like, oh, it's okay.
Will Smith has some weird thing against comedians. He's like, I know how to get them put in their place. I'm going to start a revolution.
Yep.
I believe it.
Dang.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Crazy times. Let's see, what else? So today, don't know if we talked about it already, but today we went to some shopping stuff. And if listeners don't know, we are actually in our new setup and officially in our podcast room
Yeah.
where we don't have to set up week to week anymore.
Yeah, can't
It
you
only took
hear
us-
the difference?
It sounds so much better, right?
It's a lot comfier, I think.
Maybe soon trademark. Some more changes might be coming.
What?
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 Soon
I'm talking
trademark?
about Plan.
Oh, I thought
Why'd
you
you
were
say
trying to trademark soon.
Well, the joke is that a lot of people say soon and then it doesn't actually happen.
So why'd you say trademark?
Because never mind.
Sorry, Will.
Okay. It's okay. Let's move on.
So anyway, we went shopping for a rug in our podcast room, and we
Here
got
it
some
comes.
end tables. Who drove for the adventure that we had today?
I drove. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did it go?
I think it went well. There was only,
Follow up question: when did you learn to drive? Yesterday.
I thought I drove decently well. There was only, I think, a few key mistakes I made.
Now remember the rest of you. The rest of you have
Will's-
gotten paid to drive before. I don't think Will has ever gotten paid to drive. So, put that into perspective just slightly.
You guys have definitely driven
hours on the road.
More
Yes.
hours on the road. But, and also I want to say, I think a lot of people would make the same mistake I did, not ever going to that Walmart parking lot in the past. I think I've only been there like once, maybe before.
Well, explain what happened.
So I went down a one-way.
How many people did
The
you
wrong
kill?
way. 0, but there were like 10 cars.
The funniest part is like I've never seen like 10 cars go down one lane in the parking lot at the same time, and Will turns down the wrong way this one way, and there's just
There's just
line
an army,
of cars.
an army of cars,
An army of
it's like
cars in
of
front
course.
of Will? Like,
headed straight
Yeah,
front,
yeah.
Headed
Oh, okay.
straight towards me. We had to like squeeze through.
and just every single
wasn't
car
that
was
bad.
just
They were
every
glaring.
single car was glaring at us.
I actually like.
Landon
I
like,
put my
his
head in my.
his
I couldn't. Look, I
arms.
put my head in my arms. I couldn't
Colby
look
was
up.
laying down
Like,
on
I
the back,
couldn't
so he was fine. Yeah, it was funny.
It was great.
Yeah. At least
It
I made
was
your guys'
funny.
mornings. That's my attitude that I'm having about it,
that's a good attitude.
Sure,
Will.
it was embarrassing for me, and I normally don't make those mistakes, but like of course I make the mistake when I have like my friends in my car and they're gonna bring it up on the podcast. But I'm just glad that I got you guys something to look forward to,
Thanks, Will.
and to talk about. So
Thanks, Will.
Before that,
Yeah,
we
of
went
course.
and looked for Landon's rug.
We went on an adventure.
And
I like this rug. I like this rug a lot. I'm just gonna say that.
Landon's saying
Why do you
this.
say Landon's rug? Isn't it our rug?
Trademark.
So we go.
Good job, Will.
We go. We go to one place and like they didn't have this like the right size, so we go to another and they couldn't get anything in for like 2 to 4 weeks. So we go to the last place. We find this rug, take it out.
We didn't take it out.
Okay, yeah, no, they had somebody bring.
Mikhail stepped up.
Yeah, he picked the rug.
Shout out to Mikhail.
Yeah, he did. He did a lot of work.
He rolled it up, looked angry while he was
He
doing
was
it.
so aggressive.
And he got it out of
He
there.
was wearing a beanie that went. I swore covered his eyes.
I
swore.
I
That
looked
So he was
looking
like
at
an
it
anime
covered his eyes.
character.
Yeah, he was.
He looked like
Just
one of the
straight up.
Eds from Ed, Edd and Eddie.
Was he like
exactly.
Going like,
He looked unhappy.
Yeah, he did look unhappy.
Considering he's the only person that like was doing work in that place, as the other people just sat around
On their
played, like,
computers.
playing chess on their computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yep, went to that. We got this rug. Then we go to Walmart to pick up some end tables. And who knew that they had rugs at Walmart for like half the price?
I think
this
less
rug.
than half the price.
I like
Yeah.
this rug a lot.
Some of the rugs were a tenth of the price.
It was so funny.
You know, I like this
we
rug.
we rolled in looking for end tables, and I was like, "Oh, look, I see rugs period over this aisle." It makes like, I don't know if they have any this size. And like the first one I see is like
The
this
exact
size.
size we were looking for.
there's a
Right.
It was a
reason.
little smaller. It was a little smaller.
There's a reason rugs
It was-
are expensive though, because an inexpensive rug will fall apart very quickly, and expensive rugs, I mean, if they're nice quality, they last a really long time.
Yeah, that's right, Dave.
So we did
yeah.
the right thing.
Yeah, we did the right thing.
Well, Landon did the
$3,000
right
on this
thing.
rug.
Like, here's the thing. You should have seen Landon's face the moment he saw
he-
the price tag for the rug. I was
I was just like, I was just.
Well, up
I was
until that
tired.
point, he was pretty talkative. And after we saw the rug, he didn't really say much in the store.
Wait, really?
It was just
Yeah.
like,
It shut him down? This is supposed to be the happiest day of your life, Landon.
yeah, no, this is an adventure, Landon.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No, I'm really happy with the podcast room being set up, though. It's nice. Like,
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I think it looks really nice, and I think it's gonna be a good time in the future.
I'll get some nerdy decorations and stuff to put in here.
We could do some like displays.
I'm gonna do some of that. I'm gonna get the Lego map of the world,
Yeah,
and that's gonna go on that wall. So I got to order that up.
we could do displays of like Lego sets too, or something like that.
Yep.
If we have
Yeah.
extra, I know I have extra space.
Plus, you can have
posters.
Will and Colby pitch in, so you know.
That's maybe
At all.
since
Yeah,
they
yeah, no, they-
at any amount of money that
if they want.
the rest of us are probably thousands of dollars deep, and that's not the point. So
Freeloaders over here.
Yeah, no
Riding
thanks.
along. So that's
Okay,
what
I'll
you
just
say.
publicly mention this. I'm probably gonna buy the cameras that
trademark.
used to, like we used to new cameras for like recording the setup, and I'd be willing to help pay for like software or anything like that.
I bought
or
lunch
technical
today.
stuff. So
Oh,
Okay.
thanks, Colby.
Yep, you guys are all welcome.
I just want to put that on air before.
Before you're canceled.
I guess,
No.
I guess I
Will,
just
hey,
feel
Will.
bad.
Will. We know you're in it for the long haul. Don't worry.
Colby,
I like literally
Yeah.
can't even see Colby right now. So
That's by design.
I will say the camera view that you have from the laptop is way more sad than like getting
Dave can see three things: Landon, me, and a door that doesn't even shut.
Two
well, I also see
doors.
half of Colby's foot. So there's that.
That is true. And there's also a door in the corner that is completely detached from everything.
Yeah, that's a fake door. That's not even like a real.
I really like these
What
tables.
do you mean it's
too.
a fake door?
It's a real door, but there's nothing behind it. It doesn't
Right,
open.
Mark.
But it's not. That doesn't make it a fake door. It's just a door detached.
It's a door with no purpose.
Yes, but that doesn't make it a fake door.
Kind
It's
of.
just a door.
It's an imposter.
No, it's not an
We'll
impossible
be putting.
That door-
I'll probably have Mick
door's
help me
kinda
put that
sus.
door back on after we're done.
door. Mega sus.
What?
But yeah, for I think we still have some minor tweaks here and there, but we actually have an official setup now. So so the sponsors should be coming in at any time, right?
Anytime.
Sponsored by
so-
Colby Chapman.
Want to pay us all salaries? Colby?
I bought you guys lunch.
I didn't get any lunch.
You want to do that? Hey, does Colby want to do that every Saturday? Buy us lunch every Saturday
No.
for the next year?
Free lunch Saturday.
Landon promised us donuts this morning, and then I ended up buying everybody lunch.
It's
But instead
past
of buying
donut
it-
o'clock. It's past donut o'clock.
Landon's a liar.
We've said that 3 times on air now.
What is donut
It's
o'clock?
past
Is it like 12:30?
Around 10:30 a.m. Past 10:30
That's-
a.m., it becomes a little
I
sketchy.
thought we said
I don't know. I feel like you can have one.
I
at
feel like donuts go
11:30.
later.
Maybe
Yeah.
noon. 11:59 is the last minute you can start on a donut.
We ate lunch at like 12:30 or 1. So
You eat
Oh, that's
donuts
definitely
late.
past donut o'clock. So yeah,
But Dave probably wakes up at like.
no matter what we were debating, donut
I woke up
o'clock
at 6:30
is,
today,
it was
Michael.
past it.
What'd you do?
Actually, no, I woke up at 5:30
What'd you
Wait,
do?
why'd you do that?
because that's when Brianna wakes up.
One thing I forgot to
Did you go
mention
back
while
to
we
bed
were in
after?
Vegas
No, I didn't.
is that we were at this bar with Dave, Brianna, and some of her friends, and one of her friends just straight up outed Dave and said that he just never leaves the apartment. So I'm gonna address this right here, right now.
Dave's just gonna remove this from the show. Get tell for
I
the
think
look on his face.
Colby, you forgot that like Dave has all the power in the world when it comes to the show.
Dave can,
Like-
Dave can like try and censor us, but
No, he's going to censor us. This isn't going to make it into the final cut.
does
I
that
don't
make him
censor people. I cut out
Limit
like
what they
I
have to
bleep
say.
things and stuff like that. But
So this is just all going to straight up bleeped, like just the longest bleep in the world.
I usually just leave this stuff in, unless I feel like it's terribly disruptive to a show. Then I'll take it out. But if it's not, I just leave it in because I don't want to like control what people say.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I don't want to do more work than I already have to.
No, I don't want to be like, I don't want you guys to think of me as like the arbiter of what can be said and what can't be
I know.
said.
I'm
on the
always
show.
scared.
joking
I'm
around.
always scared
I'm
of like
joking
what I
around.
can bring up and not. So it's good to know that I can talk about what I want. I was always scared, Dave.
You already talk about what you want, Landon. Wait, what are the things you want to talk about that you feel like you can? I'm actually really interested now.
No.
Is it something horribly offensive? Like,
No.
oh, okay.
It probably is.
Well, I have a trivia. If we have no other
Oh
topics,
no, I
Nick.
think
Yes, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Trivia time
Miss
from Dave the Extraordinary.
Okay, so let me preface this first. So I'm gonna go through something about the trivia, and then we'll start. So please bear with me. So since I've been frequenting national parks for the last few months, I thought it would be fun to make a quiz about some national parks. Naturally, it ended up being about the highest level of government instead. So the actual national park quiz will have to wait 3 weeks. So I'm going to give you guys some backstory into my process, and then we'll start the quiz. So while doing my research on national parks, I got a little curious about some other designations that I've seen or heard about. And you guys have probably seen or heard about these too, such as like national monuments, national conservation areas, national forests, and other things. So I was wondering what exactly are the differences between national parks and these other national things that are in the U.S. So it turns out national parks fall under the jurisdiction of an agency called the National Park Service, which makes sense. And they happen to manage a lot of other sites, including national monuments, which would be like the Statue of Liberty, national memorials, which would be like Mount Rushmore, and national historic sites, which would be something like Valley Forge. I'll put that example for you, Landon. The differences between the types of National Park Service sites are all fairly straightforward, but that will be a topic we cover in 2 weeks for a quiz. So, national conservation areas and national forests, however, are not administered by the National Park Service. The National Park Service has many other sister organizations, one of which is the Bureau of Land Management, or BLM. And among other distinctions, they manage the national conservation areas. So like Red Rock Canyon, where Landon and Colby and I hiked, that is a national conservation area. It has nothing to do with the National Park Service. Some other organizations of the National Park Service, or sister organizations, are the U.S. Fish and Wildlife and the U.S. Geological Survey. So like the National Park Service, each of these organizations does something different and serves as an administrator to different sorts of federal land. And that'll be a topic we cover next week for a quiz. So still though, none of these organizations, all of which fall under the Department of the Interior and executive branch of the U.S. government, manage national forests. It turns out national forests, like the Colville National Forest, which is north of Spokane, those are under the Department of Agriculture, which is a completely different executive branch of the U.S. government. So if you were like me and you may have previously assumed that anything national was under the same umbrella, they're actually all over the place. So as I worked backwards from
I
national
honestly
parks,
haven't put any thought into it.
well, maybe I'm a little different. So
You have way too much time.
as I worked my way backwards,
He's like, what do I do with my 12 hours today?
as I worked my way backwards from national parks up the hierarchy of government, I learned a little about each tier and its subsequent departmental siblings. Finally reaching the 15 executive branches for this week's quiz. So, a proper national park quiz, we'll have to wait a few weeks, and we'll take a detour through some of the rungs of government to get to national parks. This week, we'll start at the top and see if you guys know the U.S. federal executive departments. So regarding the questions, the departments will be presented in a very specific order. If you figure out how they are arranged, go ahead and tell me the answer during the quiz. Otherwise, there will be a special question at the end to address it. If you're already confused, two of the departments have already been mentioned. Many of the names are very straightforward. You've probably heard them on TV shows or the news or anything else, or if you paid any attention at all in like U.S. government in school. So their names will be somewhere in the question for the most part for a lot of these. So let's begin. Any questions before we start?
What?
I'll take that as a no. Okay.
I have no questions.
That was a really good trivia, Dave.
This department.
I thought you said this would take 10 minutes. I think you
Sounds
talked
like
for 5 minutes at least.
This should go fairly quickly. Okay. This department was formed November 25th, 2002. It's responsible for public security, including anti-terrorism, border security, immigration and customs, cybersecurity, and disaster prevention and management.
Department of Homeland Security.
It's the Department of Homeland Security. They were formed at the result of the Homeland Security Act of 2002, which was enacted directly in response to
9/11.
9/11. Yeah.
2001.
Yeah.
Let's
Thank you.
face
Okay. Next department opened March 15th, 1989. They are charged with providing lifelong healthcare services to eligible military veterans at VA centers and outpatient clinics, and administering non-healthcare benefits, including disability compensation, vocational rehabilitation, educational assistance, home loans, and life insurance.
Department of Veteran Affairs.
This is the VA, Department of Veteran Affairs. They also manage National Cemetery Administration. So anything that's a national cemetery is under the VA. Next department. October 17th, 1979, this department establishes policies on federal financial aid for education, while distributing and monitoring those funds, collects data on America's schools, and disseminates research, focuses national attention on key educational issues, and prohibits discrimination and ensures equal access to education.
Is this one multiple choice?
Nope.
Isn't this just the Department of Education?
Department of Education. Good job, Will. You're doing
Whoa!
really good.
Nice work, Will.
This
Putting so
department
much
has the
brain power into
least. This department has the least employees of all the departments at 3,912 as of 2018.
Huh. That's a lot
Next.
of employees.
Well, wait till we get to some of the other departments. Next department, August 4th, 1977, responsible for the U.S. nuclear weapons program, nuclear reactor production for the United States Navy, energy-related research, and domestic energy production and energy conservation.
Department of Energy?
Yeah! Good job, Will. The Los Alamos National Lab and the Nevada Test Site are both under the jurisdiction of the Department of Energy. Okay, this one, April 1st, 1967. They develop and coordinate policies that provide an efficient and economical national transportation system with due regard for need.
The Department of
environment.
Transportation.
Yeah, it's the DOT. The FAA, or the Federal Aviation Administration, is under the DOT, and they are by far the largest employer under that department with over 45,000 employees.
That's more than 3,000.
Yeah, and that's just a
Thank you, Michael.
subversion of the
You're
DOT.
welcome.
It was a very Will comment, right?
Okay, this one might be a little harder. They administer federal housing and urban development laws.
Say that again, please.
They administer federal housing and urban development laws.
Department of Housing.
That's partially true.
Department of Housing and Development.
It's the Department of Housing and Urban Development. In 2007, the HUD initiated a program that provided seller concessions to buyers of HUD homes, allowing them to use a down payment of $100.
Hot dang.
What? What?
Was that how much your down payment was, Landon?
Yep, $100.
Okay, this next department.
That's how much I put down.
Formed April
My
11th.
mortgage payment is.
This next one formed April 11th, 1953. They protect the health of all Americans and provides essential human services.
Department of Health.
And
Human services.
and human services. They have the largest budget of all the departments at $1.4 trillion.
That's
A
not top
year?
21.
You know what I could do with that
Yes.
much money? If they just took 1 year off and left it to me.
I could almost retire on that.
Okay. Next one, March 4th, 1913. This one was formed. They were responsible for the administration of federal laws governing occupational safety and health, wage and hour standards, unemployment benefits, reemployment services, and occasionally economic statistics.
Department of Labor and
Health and
Industries.
Safety.
Department
Labor
of
and
Labor.
Industries.
OSHA,
And labor.
Occupational Safety and Health Administration, is part of the DOL.
Screw OSHA.
Whoa.
Did you guys hear that? Just clip that later.
no.
February 14th, 1903.
They're coming to get you.
This department is concerned with creating the conditions for economic growth and opportunity, such as gathering economic and
Department of
demographic
Growth.
data for business and government decision making, and helping to set industrial standards.
Department of Businesses.
I don't know.
This is
I give up.
Will, do you have a guess?
Can you repeat the question?
Concerned with creating conditions for economic growth and opportunity, gathering economic and demographic data for businesses and government decision making, and helping to set industrial standards.
Department of Economics and Industry.
It's the Department of Commerce. This one has the smallest budget of all departments at a measly $7.9 billion.
Dude, why are we spending all this money, man? Like, shoot, dude. Like,
I could almost retire on that.
This one, 1862, formed. They are responsible for developing and executing federal laws relating to farming, forestry.
Department of Agriculture.
Yeah, this is Department of the USDA, Department of Agriculture.
Way to go.
I'm back on the board, baby.
The U.S.
Farmer Man Landon.
The U.S. Forest Service is the largest agency within this department, and they administer national forests and national grasslands, and together they comprise about 25% of all federal lands.
How much money?
I didn't type that out.
Fail.
So your quiz is incomplete.
Next one, March 3rd, 1849. They're responsible for the management and conservation of most federal lands and natural resources, administration of programs relating to Native Americans, Alaska Natives, Native Hawaiians, territorial affairs, and insular areas of the United States, as well as programs related to historic preservation. This one you all should be able to get. This one you all should be able to get because it's going to be the topic of next week's quiz.
I don't know.
And I
I
mentioned
feel like I'm in charge.
I mentioned it previously.
Go ahead.
Parks and Rec. Department of Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it, Colby?
I don't know.
Dave's like, you all should get this one.
This is the Department of the Interior.
I don't ever remember you talking about that.
Next one, July 1870. This department is tasked with the enforcement of federal law and administration of justice in the United States.
Department of Justice.
Department of Justice. They used so most of these they're
Back on the board, baby.
most of these the head of the department is called the Secretary of, so Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Agriculture. The Justice Department, though, they have a different name. Does anyone know who the head of the Justice Department is?
Secretary of Justice.
It's a different
It's
name.
Batman, isn't it?
Yeah.
I prefer Superman.
The answer's justice.
It is the Attorney General. So if you hear the Attorney General, they are the head of the Justice Department. U.S. Marshal Service, FBI, ATF, so Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives,
Department of Criminal Affairs.
and the DEA are all under the Justice Department. This was not a question.
That was the question. I thought there was a Department of Criminal Affairs.
Okay. This department
My bad.
coordinates... formed in 1947, this department coordinates and supervises all agencies and functions of the government directly related to national security and the United States Armed Forces.
Department of Criminal Affairs. Department of Homeland Security?
No, we already had
Who
her.
said that one?
Oh.
Say it again.
Coordinates and supervises all agencies and functions of the government directly related to national security and the United States Armed Forces.
Department of National Security?
So this is Brianna's employer.
Department of Air
Department
Force?
United States military.
This is the Department of Defense. It used to be called the Department of War.
The DOD.
Yes, the DoD. Not only do they have the most employees of a department at 2.86 million, but they are the biggest employer in the world. The U.S.
Why did Bree
Defense.
choose defense instead of offense?
Defense paid more. Okay, two more. So if you know what the last two are, then good job. Formed in 1789. The National Treasury and Finance Department of the Federal Government of the United States is
Department
this
of Finance.
department.
Department of Finances. Department of Money.
Will?
Money.
Money me now.
Department of $.
You're close. Colby or Mick?
Department of $2.
This is the Department of the Treasury, or the Treasury Department. The IRS, United States Mint, and Bureau of Engraving and Printing are all under the Treasury
You
Department.
gonna say something bad about them too, Landon? Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you.
Landon's
Say
like,
something.
screw the OSHA. Okay, last department. Does anyone know what the last department is? Formed in July 27,
process of elimination,
1789. Yeah, by process of elimination. There is one more.
Keep going.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the most notable, but they are responsible for the nation's foreign policy and international relations.
Department of
Department
Foreign
of-
Affairs.
Department of Diplomacy.
Department of Foreign Affairs. Is that it?
This is the U.S. State Department, or the Department of State. They were the first administrative arm of the U.S. executive branch.
had it.
The State Department is considered among the most powerful and prestigious executive agencies. So all of these departments were given in a very specific order. Does anyone know what that order was?
Oh, dude, no way we have to rank them 1 through 25.
No.
they're the ranking of like
Least dope to most dope.
Is it like
What's the dopest?
are they ranked from like least important to most important?
No.
Dope to most
At least
Least drip to most drip.
Is it by what their budget is?
No.
No, because the highest budget was Department of Defense. That was like the third to last one.
No, the highest
No, it wasn't.
budget was the
Department
Health and
of
Human Services.
Health and Human Services.
The second though is the DoD. Theirs is like 800 million or 800 billion or something. So
The fact that 800 million
so
is scoffed at, and
I know the order is very close to being the order that the offices were formed, but the actual
it wasn't though.
But it was not.
Because you
That's because the Justice Department and the Department of Defense, their secretaries were created before the office was created that they held. And like the Department of Defense, it was a new version of an office that already existed, like the Department of War. So if I were to say what is next in line for this, it's not an office, it would be the President pro tempore of the Senate. So does anyone know what order this is in yet?
dude, what are you dude, what are you going on about?
hey, next week, Dave, just tell me a story.
Okay, next one would be the Speaker of the House.
Oh my god!
And there's one more.
Majority Leader in the Senate. I don't know.
No, the last one is the Vice President. So what order did I give these to you?
Is it if President dies, then it's like the
Yes.
from least to most important?
It's the order of succession to the president. So if you are the department, or if you're the Secretary of Homeland Security, you're in last place to become the president.
That doesn't mean it's impossible.
Man, like the guy that like runs the like parks and stuff gets gets to be the president over Homeland Security.
The Treasury,
I don't know
Interior,
about
Agriculture,
that.
Commerce, all of them are before Homeland Security or like Veterans Affairs, because it's the order that the position was created. So
I don't agree with that.
anyway, Will knew most of these departments. It must be all that like West Wing, knowledge.
Yeah.
Coming out. So
Great show, by the way. Great show.
He was just dissecting your question.
It had nothing to do with you saying this
They're all in the
department
name.
has something to do with
finance.
Yeah,
I
Treasury.
didn't want you guys to not be able to guess them. There's no fun about making questions that no one can guess the answers to.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So
Nice job, Will.
yeah, good job, Will.
The clear winner.
I'm gonna say I came in second place
Wow,
with like 3.
whoever's clapping. Thank you. I appreciate
It's Will. Will's clapping for himself.
Will's like, what an adventure, guys.
it. Adventure number 2 of the day.
Dave came last because he didn't get any of them right.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Classic Dave.
Can't guess your own questions.
Yeah.
Nerd.
All right. Well, I think that's the episode for this week.
Yep, that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Let's wrap it up.
Thanks for listening,
Is a
everybody.
burrito a wrap?
Yeah.
Some of us will be here next
Bye.
week. Some of us won't.
Who won't be here?
I won't.
Landon said he won't be here. So
You're gonna miss the quiz.
Oh no.
Who's going to get second place?
Colby,
Why does everybody look at me? Even Mick.
even you.
Well, see, this is giving you like what to study up for, so you can do better on the. So those who answered.
Can you repeat the topic for next week?
So we have the Department of the Interior because they're underneath the executive departments. Then we have the National Park Service the week after that, and then we have actual national parks in the third week.
Department of Interior.
So
Then we'll move on to the next branch. We're going to go through all 15 of
Yep.
them or whatever.
So I have 700 quizzes lined up.
All right. Well, look forward to those 700.
When are you
quizzes.
moving to Japan? We'll be able
Whoa.
to
Thank you for listening, everybody. Whoever's left.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you all for listening and supporting the show, and we appreciate you guys. And we will talk to you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
All right, time to.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.